What's up, everybody? Ron P, WiseGuyBets, Value Picks, NBA, DraftKings main slate. We got 7 games on the slate tonight. I'm going to give you 2 guards, 2 forwards, 1 center, who I think is going to exceed their value of 5x, 6x. If we're very lucky, 7x their salary. Let's get right into it and look at this. Let's look at the point guard position. At point guard, we're looking at Mike Conley. He's 5,900 on DraftKings. Utah's playing Detroit tonight. Very favorable matchup against the position. Detroit doesn't defend too well. His projection is 33. His minute projection is 30. And he's giving us 1.09 fantasy points per minute. Really like Conley tonight. Let's look at his game log. We'll look at his last 5. In his last 5, he's given us 29 fantasy points over 31 minutes, 27 over 29, 46 over 30, 24 over 28, 26 over 30. I really like his matchup for tonight. Detroit doesn't play very well against the point guard position. Conley is someone I'm looking at the point guard position tonight. Let's move to the shooting guard position, and we're going to look at Lance Stevenson for Indiana. Lance has been playing very well since being assigned to that 10-day contract a few weeks back. I really like Lance tonight. He seems to be trying to latch on for the rest of the season. And with him playing that aggressive and the coaches allowing him to play aggressive, his numbers have been really good. He's 5,500 on DraftKings. His projection for tonight is 27. His projection in minutes are right around 28. He's given us 1.06 fantasy points per minute. They're facing Boston tonight. Let's look at his last games. You can see he had 54 fantasy points in 29 minutes in his last game. Prior to that, he had 42 in 32 minutes. Prior to that, he had 10 in 17 minutes. These are the 2 games, one on the 5th, one on the 8th, where he's back with Indiana. They are letting him play. He's had 32 in 29 minutes. Stevenson is definitely someone to look at tonight at the shooting guard position. Let's look at the small forward position, and we're looking at Evan Fournier for New York. They're going against San Antonio tonight. He's 4,800 on DraftKings. His 25 fantasy points. His minute projection is 30. He's given us 0.83 fantasy points per minute. He's been playing well. He started out slow and a lot better, especially in his last few games. Let's look at his game log. He had 62 fantasy points over 42 minutes in his previous game against Boston. They're playing the Spurs tonight. This 5 over 22 minutes, you see he didn't get many minutes, didn't score many fantasy points. Prior to that, he had 21 fantasy points in 26 minutes. Prior to that, 14 and 20. And prior to that, he had 19 and 25. So we're hoping we can get a replicated issue from the last game. He's going to get his minutes. His projection is 30. He gives us 30. I expect around 30 fantasy points from him tonight. So that is Evan Fournier, someone I'm looking at the small forward position tonight. Let's look at the power forward. We're going to go to the Utah-Detroit game. Back to that game, we're going to look at Royce O'Neill. He's 4,500 on DraftKings. His projection is 24. He has a very high minute projection of 34. He gives us 0.61 fantasy points per minute. So we need as many minutes as we can get out of him tonight. Utah's just battling COVID and battling injuries. So, hey, he will probably get his minutes tonight. Let's look at his last 5 game log. Last game, he gave us 23 over 38 minutes. He gave us 41 over 36 minutes. He gave us 10 over 29 minutes. Gave us 23 over 26 minutes. He gave us 9 over 32 minutes. You got Donovan Mitchell back tonight. Conley's playing. So I'm hoping for Utah to kind of blow this game away where he may get more quality time and Mitchell may be limited in his minutes coming back since he's been out for about a week. But O'Neill on paper looks like a good choice tonight. So I like O'Neill at the power forward position tonight to at least get us his projected 25 fantasy points. Let's look at the center position, and we're looking at Alex Len for Sacramento. He's starting tonight for Sacramento due to injuries and COVID. He's 3,800 on DraftKings. His projection is 23. He's given us 1.02 minutes, 1.02 fantasy points per minute. He has a very favorable matchup, and he has a high minute projection of, his minute projection is 23. So he's gotten his minutes in the last 2 games, and he's really produced since he's been in the lineup for Sacramento. We're going to look at his last 2 games. Those are important games where he's got his minutes. In his last game, he gave us 30 fantasy points in 23 minutes. Prior to that, he gave us 39 fantasy points in 28 minutes. And as you see, prior to that, he's only given us about 15, 18, and 17 minutes where he's just not producing as well off the bench as he is as a starter. So he is starting tonight. If he gets the 24 minutes that he's projected, I expect him to get us around 30 fantasy points according to the numbers. And he has a very favorable matchup. So we maybe even bump that up a little bit to about 32 or 34. So I like Alex Len tonight, possibly as a lock in a lot of the lineups tonight. I really like Alex Len at the center position. So let's do a brief little recap here. Mike Conley, point guard. Lance Stevenson, shooting guard. Evan Fournier for New York Knicks, small forward. Royce O'Neill for Utah, and Alex Len for Sacramento. Those are my value picks. If my picks help you, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That would be greatly appreciated. The more subscribers that I get, the more I'm able to do this. So that's all I have for today. And until the next video, peace.